EA Sports coverage of the NFL brings us to our nation's capital at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland.
The enthusiasm for football here on the East Coast always in the air. These folks are ready as their guys get set to match up
with the Minnesota Vikings.
To kick off for Minnesota.
And this is going to be covered up by Washington.
Well, there's two sides to every coin. You come on the road, you get the onside kick to start the game. What a boost, but you don't get it. And now your back's against the wall a little bit.
You're exactly right. You nailed it perfectly. And so many ways to go at it when you're on the road. You think to yourself, well, if we start on defense, we blitz them early, try and create a big play. If we start on offense, we throw the big pass downfield. In this case, they said, forget all of that. Let's do it on special teams and try and catch them off guard with an onside kick. Unsuccessfully.
Well, we looked at each other right when he flinched. We knew that that flag was coming.
Yeah, offsides, easy call, mark off the 5, and keep it moving.
So this helps to start a drive. After the penalty, it'll be 1st and 5. And to give this time to the tailback. And this time not quite to the 30. It'll be down at the 31-yard line.
That's good.
The game's first play produces 6 yards. Brings up 2nd down.
1st and 10 at the 31-yard line.
Right back to him on 1st down. Give him 10 yards on the pickup, and that'll make it 2nd and a foot or so.
I remember a coaching friend of mine used to tell his running backs before games, make sure you run and jog with your offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking when those big behemoths start to create space for you up front. He did a pretty good job of just following those guys through there for a nice explosive run.
That one goes for 16 yards. It sets him up 1st and goal.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you can get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
Give him 3 on the gain there. 2nd and goal.
Not a whole lot there after the penalty, but remember, it was 1st and 5, not 1st and 10. So now they can keep grinding out first downs, and good things can happen for them. Just 2nd and short coming up.
On 2nd down, it's Gibson. And he pushes forward but comes up short of the goal line as he'll get a yard down to about the 1. Looking to cash in on this opening drive. Here's 3rd and goal. They'll try and run here with Barber. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Punching it in from a yard away.
And Washington has taken a first-quarter lead. Well, that's a solid opening drive, and nothing fancy there at the end, just pounded in.
That felt like old-school football, didn't it? All right, down at the goal line, and not only were they able to punch it in, as you just emphasized, they did it against a goal line defense that's stacked to stop the run. So if you're on that offensive side of the ball, you feel great about yourself right now. You're actually able to dominate a group that expected you to run the ball and still punched it in.
At their own 25-yard line.
Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
And he'll throw right away. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home.
The DN, Jonathan Allen, making sure his presence is felt. Now the first carry for Dalvin Cook. And he'll push forward for about 4 up to the 23.
The tackle made by Jonathan Bostic. A gain of 4. And it's
3rd down, Dalvin Cook. And he got blown up on that play. Back at the 20. So opening drive, 3 straight runs, unable to pick up the first.
I know the fans want to see first downs, but guess what? The coaches have reasons for what they're doing. Sometimes they've scripted it, and some of these runs, while they haven't been successful now, they may be successful later on.
And boy, down a touchdown already, but they're going to line up to go for it on their side of the field. They'll indeed go for it. It's Cousins. And this is incomplete. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And now possession's going to go over with a football at the 20-yard line. Smith on 1st down. And they've got it inside the 10 at the 8. A solid pickup of 12 yards, and now they're knocking on the door.
First and goal at the 8-yard line.
And he'll give it here to his running back. And he's going to ball his way down to about the 1-yard line. A good pickup there, 7 yards, and it's going to be second and goal now. That's what they wanted out of that first down play. Run it down there. Now they're knocking on the door.
The only thing that would have been better was getting it in, and now they can do whatever they want because they've got confidence on their side. Line up quickly and go, or savor it a little bit, but I run right back at him.
And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of 1, and that's going to bring up an interesting third and goal. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports.
Here we go. 54,
This Minnesota D up to the task on the third down pass play.
In any event, it happened pretty quickly. I'm not sure he made the right decision on that one. I think if he had to do over again, he would have found a different target downfield. But he made his decision, and that one's incomplete.
They snap it to Smith. And that is going to be incomplete. The run is turned away on 4th and goal from the 2. And the Vikings, they come up big down near the goal line. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And this offense last time turned it over, went for it on 4th, didn't get it. They're lucky, though, because no points against the team on the board, but we'll see how they respond.
Yeah, they've got to give a lot of credit to their defensive teammates, don't they? They had their backs on that last series, and because they did so, that allows the coach to still stay aggressive on offense and maybe go for it again in a similar situation.
I was going to say, maybe makes that offense feel good when you know you've got a defense making stands like that.
Yeah, that'll loosen up things a little bit, won't it? Maybe you'll play a little bit better the next time you have the ball.
First down, here's Cousins. That's complete to the receiver, Thielen.
Cousins pass.
And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. It's another first down as they look his way again, this time 19 yards. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. 8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short.
8 yards on the pickup.
Cook on the toss left.
And 2.
And he'll be brought down at the 45-yard line. They'll get 3 as the drive continues. It's a first down. Throwing, Cousins into a double team, and it's intercepted. Picked off at about the 31. Then he'll take this all the way down inside the 40.
Yeah, he's just trying to throw this ball into the hole in the zone, but those windows can open and close quickly, especially in the middle of the field. So if the timing's not right, we'll see interceptions like that one right there.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. After the interception, here's Smith. They'll tussle for it, and this is going to be caught. And they'll get this one down to about the 20-yard line. Give them 19 there as the drive marches forward. Now a give right side. Gibson. And give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6.
When you find that kind of yardage, you couldn't be more confident as a ball carrier. And guess what? You're going to go back and tell your offensive coordinator, I'd like to keep carrying it, thank you.
Here's a quick throw out left. That's caught. And able to get him down, but he does reach the 5. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down. 2 minutes on the clock, second quarter, 7-0 ball game. We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll pay a visit to Jonathan Coachman. He's in Orlando, and he'll have our EA Sports halftime report. They'll set up the screen for Gibson. And he is into the end zone for a Washington touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further. And he'll bang that one through.
Makes this Washington 14. Vikings nothing.
Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Now KJ Osborne. And he
brings us out past the 20 to the 24.
On the return, the Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 24-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And they're in an early hole. The first drive, they threw the interception. That led to a touchdown, so decent-sized deficit early on.
It is, but I think you hit the key words, early on. So they have to decide, do we even need to change game plan, or do we just need to execute better and try and get back in this game? Receiver coaches preach to their guys all the time, separation, that's what's going to make the play successful. That time there was very little, and I think they were actually fortunate that it was only knocked away and not intercepted.
From the 24, they'll go again on 2nd and 10. From the gun, here's Cousins. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it out. And they will set up shop with outstanding field position in the red zone at the 17-yard line.
That's the reason we ball for it. Circle round twice for the encore. If you know, you know.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10. Following the fumble recovery, Smith. That's caught. It's Thomas. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. The pickup goes for 13 and sets him up 1st and goal.
At the 4-yard line.
They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he'll get it down close to the goal line, but not quite in. That gets him 3 yards closer here as it brings up 2nd and goal. 2nd and goal from the 1. They go back to the ground, this time Barber. And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Washington. Peyton Barber with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And Washington is able to stretch their lead.
Makes this Washington.
Extra point good by Hopkins. And that makes the score 21-0. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. Takes this about 5 yards deep. And that decision to bring it out ends up not being a good one. Costs him about 5 yards as he's tackled at the 20.
1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time, not only the turnover, but that turned into 6 points. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Chase Young just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
It's 2nd down.
They don't want to repeat a 1st down. They'll keep it on the ground. And the running lane's non-existent in this first half as they'll stop him behind the line. Just a 1-yard loss that time, but that's not what they needed. Now they're dealing with a 3rd and long. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break.
Dustin Hopkins to kick off for Washington.
The Vikings set to receive the second half kickoff, and they trail it here as we resume play. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Cousins and the Vikings with a 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line. From the gun, he'll set up to throw. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25.
2nd and 10 at the 25-yard line.
Working out of the gun, Cousins. And he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Montez Sweat able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. 3rd and long for Cousins. They'll roll him out right. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just sit in the pocket and get comfortable, and that's opposite a lot of game plans in today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it. Running for it, here's Cook. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. A surprising move to go for it, predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off. And boy, possession here turns over with the football already being in the red zone. So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material. Now here's a look for the end zone, but that one's going to wind up incomplete. He was trying to get it to Terry McLaurin, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
2nd and 10.
Throwing again, Smith. That is caught inside the 5. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4.
Washington.
Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
At the 4-yard line.
Here's Barber. And he will push his way forward down to about the 3-yard line. And now the Vikings are going to stop it here on defense with a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. One more time with Barber. And he's going to get this back to the 3-yard line and no further. And another timeout called by the Vikings now. And that's going to leave him with just 1 timeout remaining still in the 3rd quarter. We'll see if that comes back to haunt him. We'll be back. To throw is Smith. And that is caught. Touchdown, Washington. Thaddeus Moss there to make the grab. And Washington going to add on to their lead.
You get down near the goal line, this is where having a sure-handed tight end becomes a luxury. And it pays off big time, especially when the defense sells out against the run. He finds himself open for an easy touchdown.
Hopkins with the extra point, and it is 28-0. Taken in the end zone. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20.
Vikings take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time out, went for it on 4th down, turned it over, gave them great field position, turned it to 6 points, so they've got to recover here, Charles.
It's amazing what one decision can do in the chain of events, right? The decision to go for it on 4th down,
Caused all of that.
it caused every bit of it, but it showed confidence. Hey, I've got confidence in you guys. Go pick it up for them. Didn't happen. Also showed confidence in the defense. They didn't pick up their end of the bargain, so now they've got to come back out and start over and rebuild that confidence.
And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Another 1st down, this time on a gain of 19. Cousins, he'll have a 1st down inside the 10. And down to the 7-yard line. Another strong gain on the last 2 plays. They've moved it a combined 33 yards. They'll run with Cook. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Minnesota. Taking it in from 7 yards away. And the Vikings are able to close the gap just a bit.
Offensive line coaches always tell their guys, if we score touchdowns, that means we get to the end zone first. That's exactly what those blockers did, clearing the way for their back.
To throw is Cousins. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Read it well, and it's picked. And he is going to be stopped on the return at his own 3-yard line. I guess the last score wasn't enough for him. They want more. Here comes an onside kick. And this is going to be covered up by Washington. And that's why you have your hands team out there on the field. Those are the best guys ready to make that play.
And let's face it, it was executed well. It wasn't a bad kick. It wasn't anything like that. Just that the normal outcome actually came to play. Analytics will tell you it's a very low possibility of getting the ball for the team kicking it in an onside kick situation.
You're all about the numbers, aren't you?
All about the numbers, baby. It's a new game now.
They don't lie.
2nd and 7 at the 30.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7. Throwing is Smith. The throw taken in by Sims. And he takes this just a few yards shy of the red zone before going out. 12 yards there and a first down.
And while we may be looking at the scoreboard, this offense certainly is not, because they're showing no signs of backing down, even with a 3-score lead here in the third quarter. I think they keep taking their shots. They've seen blown leads happen throughout this league. They don't want to fall victim to it themselves.
On first down, it's Gibson. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. And that looked like some pretty easy yardage there right up the gut.
And he's a guy that has some height to him, so when you don't have to drop a shoulder or create or get through contact or trash, it makes it a lot easier to stay upright, see the field, and make a run as we just saw there.
Gibson
Looking for a crease, can't find one. Stopped at the line of scrimmage.
No gain.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
Here's Smith. And that's going to be incomplete. The coverage too good there. The contact popped the ball free, and it's 4th down.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
On 4th down, Smith. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. Picked off at the 18. He's at the 50. And a terrific return as he brings this one all the way back to the 30. But they needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter defensively. They did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break, taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Following the interception, Cousins. Looking for Johnson, and it's intercepted. Picked by Kendall Fuller.
Kendall Fuller. Cousins pass intercepted. They'll take over 1st and 10 at the 45-yard line.
They'll run on first down. Gibson. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on first down.
Anthony Barr brought him down. A gain of 5 brings up
3 quarters in the books. We'll return with more after this. This is the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. Now it's Smith. Slings this deep from McLaurin. And on the left sideline, he caught it, but out of bounds, according to the head linesman. Incomplete. So the ball a little late getting there, and it's 3rd down.
3rd and 5.
54's Mike. 54's Mike. Check, check. Watch 54.
Now Smith. And this is caught, but I don't think he stayed in bounds. No, he didn't. It's incomplete. The throw took him past the boundary, and it's 4th.
4th down.
It certainly didn't appear that that's where he wanted to go with the ball initially, so he tried to get something out of it by dumping it off to his running back unsuccessfully.
And he'll find Hall. And he's taken down inside the 30. They've been burned twice already on 4th down, but the 3rd time's the charm as they keep the drive moving. On first down, Smith. And he'll complete this to Gibson. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington.
Antonio Gibson, his second touchdown of the afternoon. And Washington able to stretch that lead out even further.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Following the touchdown, Dustin Hopkins will kick it away. And that one will bounce out of the back of the end zone, so we will start here at the 25. Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. And last time wasn't pretty. One play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. 3 yards the gain there. Second down.
Brings up second and
coming right. This is Cook on the toss play. And he tried to bounce it outside, but they'll stop him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a third down. They run it again with Cook. No gain on the play there, and it'll bring up fourth down.
He was brought down by...
And they're indeed going to go for it here on fourth down. So trailing here in the last quarter. Let's see how this plays out. Desperation time. Cousins on fourth down. He may try and run for this. Now the hit comes, and Cousins lost the football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And his guys are going to get the football at the 28-yard line.
And with that kind of a deficit, you can't afford to make any kind of mistakes. But it's been pretty symptomatic of what we've seen all game with them, isn't it? Down this big in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, you'd say an afternoon to forget, absolutely. Now left side on the swing pass. That catch good for only a couple.
All defenses worry that whenever anyone catches the ball and has a head of steam come out of the backfield, it can turn into a big play with missed tackles or he runs through people. But they were right there waiting, and they stopped him for a minimal gain.
On second down now, it's Gibson. And not much of a hole there as he gets it down to about the 24-yard line. And now here comes the third of their timeouts defensively. So they'll be left with only the 2-minute warning to stop it from here on out. They'll try and set up the screen. It's complete. And they stop him short of the first as he can only get to the 20. 5 yards on the screen, but that'll take us to fourth down. Instead of throwing it downfield, Charles, they just tried to dump it underneath there. Do you like the call?
I do. I think it's a high percentage play because you get the completion, and what you're counting on is your back to use his legs and his elusiveness to make people miss and pick up the first down. In this case, it didn't happen.
Here we go on fourth. Smith. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And they are going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the fourth quarter. And he returns this to the 22.
Osborne on the return. The Vikings take over first and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
Here are the Vikings now to start their next drive. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end? And he's going to have to eat this one as down he goes. Chase Young picks up his second sack of the afternoon. After the sack on first down, Cousins. This a screen to Abdullah. And he's able to get up here to the 26.
Complete to Amir Abdullah.
Cousins from the gun on third, rolling to his right. And he will not be able to hang on through the contact. It's incomplete. The coverage strong, and now it's fourth down.
That's an excellent job right there on third down. Like any defense, you never want to let them get anything started, and that would have been a first down. Instead, you saw the contact on time, no penalty, and before this drive could get wings, it's fourth down.
Now Cousins. That's to his running back, complete. And he's able to get it to the 33. Good enough for a first down. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on fourth. Cousins now to throw on first down. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. He'll get 15 and a Vikings first down. That'll be complete to Cook. And he'll go down inside the 45 before going out of bounds.
Complete to Dalvin Cook. Out of bounds at the 43-yard line. A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
That last catch short of the marker by just a yard leaves him with a very manageable 2nd and 1. A toss to Cook. And that play will go nowhere. Losing yardage back near midfield at the 49.
Well, I would have figured after the 9-yard run on the previous play.